Hello and welcome to the HR European Market Neutral monthly video update for September 2022. I'm Paul Marriage at Tellworth Investments. So this was a difficult month for global markets. European and UK indices down 6 or 7. There's a lot of focus on the reaction to the UK mini budget, which sent sterling down to 103 to the dollar, and actually that rapidly recovered. I think it's actually quite interesting to look back at the month and see that the UK markets actually weren't a lot worse than global markets. So there was a lot of noise, and we were okay with noise, but actually it was a tough month for global markets with the UK in the middle of that and in a bit of a maelstrom around policy. Really good news is that the fund delivered a solid performance, making a small amount of money. So another tough test. There have been several months where we said, wow, this was a tough test, markets were difficult, but this was probably a unique set of circumstances we weren't really expecting in terms of that snap reaction on September the 23rd. So good news, the fund performed well during this period and continues to deliver in a whole range of different market conditions. So how do we do it? Well, I guess one of the key factors here is we had some good dollar earners on the long book. So things like Spirent, Lancashire, Experian. These are all good solid dollar earners. Dollar earners did well in sterling weakness. That's a fairly straightforward trade. And also we had a bit more of a tilt in our short book towards more indebted businesses. So businesses like Carnival or Chewy in the travel sector, Melrose in the capital goods sector, 888 betting company, 888. All with slightly weaker balance sheets, slightly more exposure to floating rate debt. So all of those good shorts as we saw prospects for rates rising more sharply. And I guess overall we saw that continued fear of rising rates, more inflation, difficult consumer environment, just making a bad environment for stock markets, and then throw a little bit of UK politics on top, which was slightly unhelpful. I think this creates a really interesting scenario looking forward. So it's good that we've got through that because we're only really beginning to now see, probably for the first time, company reporting being perhaps more realistic about prospects. One of the real features of this year has been that company reporting has generally been pretty solid. Not too many companies have been very negative about their prospects yet. And these are companies that I think are well known for telling it like it is. So we're beginning to see that slightly more negative tone coming through from companies. Which I think is a good thing because that would be a good sign for a market turning point. So we're just beginning to see all the downgrades coming through a little bit more thick and fast. We've been expecting those, but you need them to happen. And we're seeing lots of M&A. We haven't had any M&A in the fund today, but M&A into the UK market due to weak sterling is very logical. So we're beginning to think a little bit more about being a bit more front foot. Is this the point to be slightly more front foot and consider our longs as an important part of returns for the remainder of the year, as well as our shorts. Clearly, shorts have dominated things year to date for obvious reasons. So, feeling a bit more positive about making money on the long book going forward. Continue to keep the balance and continue to keep a very broad range of companies and sectors and market caps on our radar. So, confident going into Q4 that we can keep things going along. Very pleased to have got through a tricky month intact. And I look forward to updating you again next month. Thank you.